Hey there. Welcome back to the Curious Cat Kitchen. For those of you who are new here, my name is Kat, and I'm here to hopefully inspire you to tap into your creative intuition in the kitchen and inspire you to cook more with simple, easy recipes that are not only delicious and flavorful, but nutritious. So today, like I had said in the last episode, if you watched it, I am going to be doing two simple, it's not even a dish, two simple recipes, dips, whatever. I don't know what to call it, but it can be used for so many different things. So I'm going to show you the ingredient I'm going to be using is tofu. This is, for some reason, the silken tofus I find at like Publix or Sprouts don't seem, it's not silken. It's not the silken tofu I'm used to. So I get this at the um, Asian market, and they don't, Asian markets don't have a lot of organic stuff, but they have, just want to check my mic. They have organic tofu, and so this is the one I get that's silken. So I'm going to use one block of tofu to make two different things that you can use as one as a dessert, and the other is like a. So I'm going to make, let me just say what I'm going to make. I'm going to show you how to make tofu ricotta as well as a chocolate mousse made out of tofu. Really simple. It's nutritious for you. It's simple to make. And like I said, the variety, the amount of things you can do with just this one ingredient and these two ways of making it. And once again, it is not my recipe. I saw it somewhere and then I just adapted it to myself. And a lot of times, with food, it's not anything original. It's fun to create original dishes, but you would get a component of it from somewhere else, from another dish. At least I do. I tend to, because I love different foods from different cultures, and there's so many similarities to foods, to the different foods in different cultures, that it's fun to put them together, because it's like, why not? And that's how you create something new. It's just like, oh, I have this and I have this, let me put it together and see what I get, right? Anyways, so I'm going to show you the tofu ricotta as well as the chocolate tofu mousse. It's like a protein mousse. You can spread that on toast in the morning. You can eat it as a pudding, top it with nuts and fruits, and you have a chocolate pudding for breakfast that also has protein. And like I said, tofu, I know a lot of people has a lot of turnoffs about tofu, because of the whole, it's soy and isoflavins and it's, hormones. It is, a lot of the myths that are out there are not actually scientifically proven. Tofu can actually be a great source of protein, and it's nutritious for you, as long as it's not, you're not overdosing. Or soy, not just tofu, soy is so widely used in Asian countries, in Asian culture. Like, Japanese eat an average of 30 to 50 milligrams of soy uh, daily. And because, like I said, it's in so many different Asian dishes. This is Japan, but soy sauce. Most of the dark-based savory sauces in Asian cuisine is soy-based, has soy sauce in it. There's natto in Japan, which is like the fermented soybeans. There's tempeh. There is edamames. So as in Asian culture, we eat soy a lot, and we grew up eating soy. So if it is that all these beliefs of how it would change men's hormones, how it's not good for men, and because of the estrogen, and how it can cause breast cancer. If those were all true, then a lot of people in the Asian culture would have these causes, these effects from eating too much soy. And so it is also said that, as we can consume 2 to 3 servings of soy per day safely. And I don't think any of us, even as much as I use tofu, I don't think any of us eats that, like, more than 3-4 days of soy a week. At least I don't, not that I know of. But if you do, it is safe. You don't have to worry. And actually, it is said that it may actually help with hot flashes. And even the American Cancer Society do recommend eating soy. They don't, unless you have a soy intolerance or you're having it in like seriously excessive amounts, or apparently they have supplements, soy supplements, which I don't understand why you would want supplement soy, but that form is too, in excessive amount, and taking supplements is too much. And in those cases, it can cause problems. But in the average of just eating it once in a while, once a week, twice a week, even 3 times a week, even daily, is not going to cause you any issues if you don't have a soy intolerance. So that being said, a lot of people also, don't like tofu or don't eat tofu because they don't like the texture of it. And maybe some don't like the flavor, even though it tastes on whatever you put it to. But I would say that all these ideas of ways to transform tofu, it is like, if you guys watch any other cooking channels like that is plant-based, you will see soy made so many different ways. Like, my mind is blown on what I've learned just watching other people with recipes that they've done with tofu. Like, mind blowing, just like what I'm about to show you. And it tastes amazing. You can literally add whatever flavor you want to it and it will take on the flavor. So, you get the texture right. Like, I made bacon bits out of tofu because I was watching something and they said they had tofu bacon bits. And I was like, oh, and I know how that when I make my tofu, meat crumbles, the texture of that. So I was like, I have to try it. Bacon bits. Fantastic. It adds such a good texture. So I'm going to show you, I'm only using the 1 block of tofu because I don't want to, one, make too much of it, but also eat the other block. And I'm using silken tofu. For the mousse, I would definitely suggest using silken tofu. But for the ricotta, I've used both the extra firm as well as the silken. And the extra firm gives it more gives it a little bit more texture, whereas the silken one has more liquid and it makes it a little bit, it makes it silkier. I would say silken. Makes sense. All right, so I'm going to start with the tofu ricotta first. So we're going to take half of our tofu. We put it in our trusty food processor. I've had this food processor forever. I would say almost at least 15 years. This was actually a gift from my ex-husband. And it still works, so why get rid of it? But yeah, I've had this food processor forever and it still works great. So great tool to have in the kitchen. So half a tofu, half a block of tofu. I'm gonna do a little bit of lemon zest. Here's a little story as I grate this. So lemon zest, a little bit of lemon juice, I don't think I've tried putting on foundation when I was a teenager, but I never, was one to wear foundation. Never put foundation on my face. The only makeup that I have on, that I put on a regular is my eyeliner and my mascara. Nutritional yeast. But age. I'm aging and because I never protected my face enough with sunblock, I have age spots or sunspots, I would say, one or the other. But I'm getting uneven spots on my skin, the age spots that I can see. So, I was like, God, they just keep getting worse. Like, they just keep getting worse as I get older. So I'm like, I want to do something about it. And I had seen an ad that was talking about tinted SPF sunscreen moisturizer, the Fenty one, all in one. So I also added a clove of garlic, a little bit of salt. So, I went on a search for it and I still haven't got one, but I happened to see an ad on Instagram that was Korean, like, foundations, moisturizer, skincare, that uses this special technique, formula that blends to your skin and, all the yada yada, whatever. I bought it. And funny thing, because I was like, why is it taking so long to get here? So then I looked at the tracking and I saw that it was coming from China. And I'm like, go back on the website, check on the website to see where the company is from, and it has an American address. So I'm like, well, this is, suspicious. Olive oil. And so I messaged them and I was like, am I even going to get my product? Like, it says this and it's, it's coming from China. And they send me a response to say their product is from Korea, but due to high demands and costs, whatever, so they're manufacturing it out of China, but the in-store quality is yada yada yada. So then I get the package today and I went to put it on. I'm like, I'm curious to see how this actually works and if it makes a difference on my skin. Let's just say I washed it off because not only did it not blend, like, and I got a color that was supposed to be my skin color. It gave me this white film on my face that had this weird greasy shine to it. And I was like, I don't understand how this product has all these great reviews about it. And I'm like, this is not good. Like it's didn't cover anything, by the way. It just made my face look white. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not used to wearing foundation that it looked funny to me, but it didn't look like the ads and do what it said that it would do. So that's my little story. And on top of that, I was looking at I was looking at the ingredients list, and it says no toxic ingredients, natural, this all this stuff, right? And I realized this, like, companies can put whatever they want on their label to sell, and none of it could be true. Because I was looking at the ingredients and I was like, hey, it says it has this and this and this and this, and I'm looking on the list to see if it contains those. But then there were ingredients that didn't even have a name. Like some of them, yeah, they have that scientific long name that we can't pronounce. But there were at least 4 to 5 ingredients on there that didn't not only have a name, it had numbers and 2 letters in front of it. And I was like, like I can't even look this up to see. Well, I should try to see, look it up and see. But yeah, it had numbers and letters as part of the ingredients. Sending it back. Anyways, so I put olive oil in there. I'll probably drizzle a little bit more as I go, as I blend this, but we're gonna go ahead and blend it up. I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle some more olive oil in. How it looks. So taste it. See what it needs. I'm gonna add just a squeeze more lemon to it. And maybe a little bit more zest. But yes, the amount of things that people have come up with to transform tofu, and all it takes is just a curiosity and the want to try and just see what happens, right? I think creativity, being able to create something and just so important. I think our creativity is one of the most essential things in our lives. The consistency is very creamy. And if you use the extra firm one, it would just be like ricotta, like a little bit more grainy. This would be like a creamed ricotta. So good. And the first time I tasted tofu ricotta was at a friend's Christmas party, and it was with Brussels sprouts. Such a good dish, actually. I gotta make it again. The use for this is that you can put it as a base for roasted veggies. Brussels sprouts is one of them. Like I said, roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic glaze and some kind of nuts. You can do almonds, walnuts, whatever nuts you fancy. And I've done this with roasted, just for a quick meal, because this is tofu, so it's protein. With roasted vegetables, you can do carrots, broccoli, cauliflower. If you eat meat, you can put shrimp. I did do it with shrimp, actually. One time, a friend of mine brought some over. She had bought. You can put this on toast in the morning, on some sourdough toast. What I do is I'll do, depending on what I have, I'll do sourdough toast, the tofu ricotta, and some tomatoes, whether it's cherry tomatoes or whole tomatoes, slice it. Microgreens when I have, to put it on top, drizzle with balsamic glaze, or if you have like chimichurri or pesto that you made, I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. Those are some great recipes to keep on hand for quick meals too. And they're so simple to make with the trusty food processor. So yeah, you can put this for lasagnas, for the ricotta cheese. For the lasagnas, I would definitely recommend using the extra firm tofu to make it. If you do that. But again, you can do stuffed pasta with it, anything that you would do with ricotta, but also more. And it's protein, and it's healthy, and it's good for you ingredients. So try this one out. I promise you, it is absolutely delicious. And it took me no time to make. Half the time I was just yapping away, but it took me no time to make. And it's so, so, so good.
So you can go ahead and store them in glass jars like I do and put them in the fridge. You will see some water that will gather on the top, which is normal because it's just the water from the tofu. You can either pour it out or mix it in. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. You can store this in the fridge for probably up to at least a week. I don't think I've had it last longer than a week and something. Last longer meaning I don't think it was usually always finished by then. But yeah, based on the ingredients in there, it can last pretty long. So now I'm going to show you the sweet version of the tofu. I'm going to be making a chocolate mousse, and I already have the pot on the back heated up to medium heat, and I'm going to melt some dark chocolate. As usual, you can use any chocolate of your choice. I just prefer dark chocolate. And I don't melt chocolate like how most people usually do. They tell you to do it over a double boiler. I just heat up the pot and put the chocolate directly into the pot on medium heat. And then I add a little bit of coconut oil and I just melt it that way. I have seen on a chocolate show one time how to temper chocolate, and I have tried it to get like a glossier shine on the chocolate, and that is to after the chocolate on the in the pot has already melted to temperature, you have some chopped chocolate that is not in there, and you add it in at the end, and then you just stir it in until that those pieces are melted, and they're finer pieces. Smaller pieces that you add in that will melt easier, but you just stir that in after all the chocolate has melted, and then it gives it a glossier feeling, a glossier look. So going back on the importance of creativity and why I think to keep that muscle working all the time is so important. And creativity doesn't necessarily mean just arts and stuff like that. It's just using the imaginative part of your mind to put things together, to come up with something new, to come out of the box, to do it differently. Anytime you do any type of problem solving or anything like that, I think that is creativity. And I think it's so important to keep that muscle functioning rather than be on um, automatic function where you're just doing everything daily. Like that creativity muscle, I think it's so important to keep active. And we won't have a lot of the stuff that we have in the world if it wasn't for creativity, right? Everything that exists, from technology to cars to planes, all came about because of someone's creativity. So I really believe that that muscle is so important to keep active, and this is the way that I love to do it because it's just it feeds my belly. It fills my belly, but it also tastes good, and it's just fun to play with. To be like, oh well, I like this. Why not throw it together? Like you're just gonna eat it, but just practicing that creativity so that that muscle does not go into atrophy. As you can see, my mic went out again without me noticing. So I was speaking on other things, but I don't really remember exactly what I was saying. So I'll just get back to the recipe and finish it off for you real quick. So the chocolate is all melted. We're going to go ahead and mix it up, make sure all the pieces are completely melted, and we're going to pour it in to the food processor with the half a block of tofu. That is it, just the chocolate and the tofu, and we're going to mix it up and blend. Now we're going to stop it and scrape down the sides just to get all the chocolate at the top and the bottom to mix it well. You also want to go ahead and taste it and add any sweetener if you want. It's actually already a good taste. I don't like stuff very sweet, but I am going to add just a touch of maple syrup to it. So this is the consistency of the mousse, kind of like a pudding mousse. It does harden up a little bit when you put it back in the fridge, but it is still as light and just as delicious. It is fresh out of the food processor. I want to challenge anyone who doesn't like tofu to try these two quick, simple recipes and let me know if it doesn't change your mind about tofu. I just love the versatility of it. You can have a nutritious and delicious sweet treat, and that has protein. You can top it off with fruits, nuts, seeds. You can use it as a spread on toast, on crackers. You can use it as a dip for wonton chips or some fruits. It's just endless what you can have it with. So there you have it. Two simple, quick, and easy recipes out of one block of tofu. You can have it sweet or you can have it savory, and you can use it as spreads, as dips. And it's also a quick way to just add some protein to whatever you're eating. Thank you for watching and being here. I truly appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, comment if you try the recipes, and don't forget to subscribe and make sure that your notifications are on so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Until next time, stay curious.